Hi, happy Hawks Day, everybody. Welcome to Only in Illinois, the Reboot Illinois video weekly recap. I'm Madeline Dubeck.
And I'm Matt Dietrich.
And this week we want to tell you about a terrific event we had yesterday with our friends from the Illinois State Chamber of Commerce at the Union League Club of Chicago. Beautiful setting. We had some of the top players in the government bond market, a couple of managing partners who handle investments on behalf of clients, and the Laura Porter, who's the managing director for Fitch Ratings out of New York, who helps decide what kind of credit rating Illinois is going to get. And so we had a fascinating discussion yesterday, and we learned some new things.
Yes, we did. It was kind of a good news, bad news scenario. And the good news is that Illinois is not in imminent danger of becoming Detroit and defaulting on all of its debt and getting kicked out of the credit market, which would effectively pretty much shut down government. The bad news is it's going to cost all of you a whole lot more when we issue bonds, which we have to do for things like fixing our roads.
Which we just did this week, and it actually cost us $130 million more in interest, basically.
Exactly. We're in a period of record low interest rates in the bond market right now, and every other state in the nation is enjoying terrific deals on their bonds, but not Illinois. We have to pay a higher interest rate than everybody because we have the worst credit rating in the nation. That means over the 25-year life of these bonds, taxpayers will pay another $130 million. Not a big, huge chunk out of your pocket this year or next year, but over time, that's a lot of wasted money.
It sure is. And there was another interesting figure that came up from Cadmus Hicks, I believe, who's the managing director for Nuveen Asset Management. And he talked about a study that one of his colleagues has done that shows essentially that every single one of us in Illinois, man, woman, child, doesn't matter, is paying nearly, what, $2.50 or $3 a day every day in these extra costs because of the pension crisis.
$2.50 per person per day,
and that's
every
just,
day.
That's just for the Illinois debt. It goes up even more when you can fold in all the other governments that are behind on their payments.
If you live in Chicago, you can add another $3 per day to that.
Incredible. And the other thing that both Cadmus Hicks and Richard Cicerone made the point about two key drivers in the pension crisis we're facing. One is the extra money that has to be paid out because of early retirement for public employees, which obviously is not the situation in the private sector. And then they underscored the point that we've all been making for a long time, which is the cost of living adjustments are higher, the rate is higher in Illinois for public employees than Social Security, and that is a huge driver of, I think, about 20% of the unfunded pension liability.
And all three of them were very much agnostic on how Illinois solves this. They weren't supporting one bill or the other or giving a specific figure that we have to save per year. But they were saying that as long as it stays the same, it's going to get a lot worse. We've had 6 credit downgrades over the last 10 years. If we have 4 more, then our bonds sink below investment grade.
To junk status.
And that's when you start getting locked out of the credit market, and that's when very bad things happen.
You can't borrow money to get anything done at all. So that's our event, recap of our event from yesterday. It was really insightful, and we appreciate the help from our wonderful panel and from Todd Meisch and our friends at the Illinois State Chamber of Commerce. And we will catch you on the next edition of Only in Illinois.